And we are live. What is going on, everyone? It's your boy Johnny Dunn, and we back with another one. Now, today we got another great Marvel comic book drop. Today we got Tales of Suspense. It's the first appearance of Hawkeye, so this is actually a pretty big character, and it's definitely a key comic book. Shout out to Cryptos and Comics. He put it as a hodl on his scale. So shout out to him. I like this comic book. I think it's a pretty good one. I like the covers a lot. I mean, again, it's one of those kind of. I think it was Red Wolf. I like the ultra rare cover the best, and it has almost the same aesthetic. I want to say as this one. So again, I like the ultra rare a lot. Probably hoping I get an ultra rare or secret rare on this one as usual. But for the cover art, I like the ultra rare the best. I mean, we got the secret rare, probably my number two, I would say, on this drop, and then I would go with the rare, and then I would probably have to say the common or uncommon is probably my least favorite today. But I mean, with VeVe, we see all the time how a lot of the times the common or the uncommon tends to be the most desirable cover. But today, I think I would say the ultra rare is my favorite. Shout out to everybody joining the chat today. We got Brendan in the building. Let's go. Just got a rare storm for $70. How we doing, Brendan? He said he likes how I start the stream right when the market closes up. It's perfect. So many good deals before the drop, usually to make sure you be checking there. Yeah, absolutely, Brendan. I mean, the thing about the market, everybody who's just joining in now, the market closes 30 minutes before the drop. So a lot of times you will get some good deals in there. People need some gems. We got Willow Kid in the building. How we doing, everybody? How we doing? We got Getsy in the house. We got Kurt. How we doing, everybody? Secret Rare, that boy clean. Yeah, I like the way the Secret Rare looks a lot today. I would have to say the Ultra Rare is my favorite though. It's the power of Iron Man. Let me go down the details. It's a blind box, $6.99 for the list price. We got 30,000 editions, so it's not like it's a super limited edition run. But again, we don't have 70,000 comics this time. The classic common, we have 21,000 editions, and then the uncommon, we have 5,000 editions. The rare, there's 2,350 editions. The ultra rare, there's 1,050, and then of course the secret rare, the one that everyone's after every week, 600 editions. We in the house. We got Dubes in the house. We got all right. So in Petro DPH got a question. Said when will we be able to cash out of VeVe? Any news? So it's definitely coming soon, man. I know that's the infamous word in the community right now, soon, right? But it really is coming soon. We don't know the exact details, but they just did put out an AMA a couple days ago. I live streamed it, so if you want to check that out, it's about 2 hours long. So they definitely give details about when that's coming. But I want to say, without giving a confirmation of a timetable, I would say we probably the first wave of users who were here early, the people who are the most active on the app, the people who have a big gem balance, they are going to give the first, rights to those users. And so they're going to be able to cash out, withdraw, or convert their gems to US dollars first. And then I would say that's probably going to be happening within a week or two. Definitely soon. I mean, we've been saying soon, a couple weeks for a while now, but I think it's finally time is coming to where the first wave of users will be able to cash out, and then eventually, I would say before the year is over. That would be my guess. No confirmations, nothing guaranteed, not financial advice, just my opinions based on how everything's been rolling out. I would say before the end of the year, I think everybody will be able to withdraw. And if not, you can definitely bet that it'd be sometime early 2022. But I would say, before the end of the year, everybody will be able to. And you got to think too. Like Disney's not going to partner with like a scam, right? They're not going to partner with somebody who's not going to let you cash out. You just got to give it a little bit of time. I hope we get a Hawkeye figure sometime soon. Yeah, I definitely think so too, Brendan. I mean, I think we're going to start seeing more utilities, start seeing more physical releases with these NFTs. I don't know for sure, but I think one of those Decon arts or the artworks from Decon, I think it was the Snake Girl. I think that's going to be one of the first ones that we see. Then we got the Ron English one coming soon too that everybody's aware of. I think it's one of those things where we will see a lot more physicals coming with these digital pieces and just more utility too. We got December Bitcoin in the building. Oh, nice, Brendan. Nice. Brendan just said today's my homie's first VeVe drop. He created an account April 28th. He downloaded it, but never listened about participating. Unfortunate. But hey, you know what? He's here now before the explosive growth. We did see enormous growth after Disney. It would have been nice to get him in before then. But of course, not everybody's going to be able to join in right away. So. No idea, Brendan, if Starbucks has a good Wi-Fi or not. All the new users tuning in. This is what the drop screen is going to look like. This is the main screen on VeVe. We got the store tab down here. That's the tab that you want to click. This is the drop, Tales of Suspense. And once you click that, we just scroll down a little bit. Brings you to the timer screen right here. 23 minutes. And that timer screen is right where the buy now button will pop up. So you'll be able to, just wait on here. 23 minutes are going to go by. As soon as 00 pops up, buy now is going to pop up, and just try to be as quick as you can. Billy the Kid, how we doing? Billy Kid just said, bought my first Omi yesterday. Let's go. Shout out to you, brother. Billy the Kid. I remember my first day buying Omi. I think I only bought maybe, it was something real small. I was still trying to learn Bit4X, still trying to learn everything, right? And I think I might have bought 25,000 Omi or just something, real small, maybe 20,000 Omi. I just had to test out how the system worked and everything, get familiar with it. Again, shout out to my boy Sandman, early person who I met in the early days and really showed me how to buy Omi, and it was a blessing. So shout out to you, brother. Appreciate you big time. We got Jesus. Good morning. Good luck, everyone. Good luck. Hopefully the chat does well today. I think this is definitely going to be a comic to where, people are going to be able to get this comic drop today. It's not going to be something to where I think majority of people strike out. I think majority of the people today in the chat and just in the VeVe community, for the most part, will probably be able to get this one. We don't know, obviously, if we're going to get a secret rare, ultra rare, etc. But may the VeVe gods be with you today. And yeah, Brendan, I've seen a lot of people as well. I'm sure you told a lot of people early days, and a couple people probably joined. Maybe one or two or a couple believed you that you were friends with. But I'm sure a lot of people didn't believe you right away. They're probably making fun of everything you were buying, and now they're starting to understand with a whole Facebook, turning into Meta. That really did it for a lot of people, especially friends that were kind of on the fence. Didn't believe me right away. Once they saw Facebook turn to Meta and start to go into this whole Metaverse, into that whole direction, it really started to wake people up. And even the people that made fun of me in the beginning, they're coming back around now and downloading the app. And that shows me that this is really taking off, because that doesn't happen too often. So I'm glad, a lot of people who may not have believed you right in the way, they're coming around now, at least too. Wow, okay, and Petro. And Petra said this is ace drop or so, and he hasn't hit one yet. Well, hopefully, man, you do get one today. Hopefully the chat brings you some good luck, joining the stream today. I think if you have 10 drops, you should be able to get one. So I'm hoping either today's comic book drop or the next comic book drop, you are able to get one. Secret rare coming our way. I do think someone in the chat is going to get a secret rare. Again, let me bring this up just to hopefully maybe help Impetra or anybody else struggling. If this 20 minutes said 0 minutes left and there was only 15 seconds left, 13 seconds left, this is how I would do it. I would count down from 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Click. So as soon as that button hits 00, I'm ready to press that buy now button. So hopefully kind of visualizing that helps you out for this drop. Let's go. Omi Queen making some last minute moves in the market. I like it. She said, just bought a secret rare storm for an ungodly amount. Had to get my girl though. I like Storm. Storm is an awesome collectible. It's the first X-Men collectible too. So that alone, not even how the animation looks or the sound or anything, even if it wasn't a great looking collectible, etc., it's the first ever X-Men. And so that's gonna be big time, I think, long term. And especially just the way the animation does look, it looks absolutely amazing. Probably one of the best animations we've seen, honestly, in a while, at least. Especially with the sound of it too. It's definitely one that I wish I had. So shout out to you, Omi Queen, for grabbing one. Yeah, nice pickup, everyone's saying. Definitely nice pickup. Dude said all my boys were clowning on me. Now all of them are on the app. That's how it goes, right? That's how being an early pioneer to things work. When you say things early, you get laughed at by the mainstream masses. They don't understand yet. And it's hard for a lot of people to, it's a lot easier for people to just dismiss something and laugh at it and say that's nonsense instead of saying, I'm uneducated about that. Let me learn about this. That's harder to say for most people. So I'm glad that all those people who made fun of you too are joining the app now. Because I do think so. At some point, everybody's going to be on this VeVe app. Maybe it's season 5, maybe it's season 10. People wait, until it's perfect. But eventually, I do see everybody being on the VeVe app. What? No, you can't be on the fence with Pineapple, man. Pineapple's a certified legit. He makes bangers, man. Brendan said that homie NFW Pineapple's music broke the ice officially. He was on the fence until hearing the bangers. Yeah, you can't put Pineapple on the fence, man. He's gonna keep surprising you time after time. He's got an album coming out soon. Shout out to this wonderful man. It's about to shake up the whole industry, I think. Shake up the whole music and NFT space. I really do believe that. Let's see. Yeah, we may have some features on his next album, so be on the lookout for when that drops. It's gonna be big time. Yeah, Willie just said, I hope these IP uses his music in movies, commercials. Bro deserves it. He stays bringing the heat. Yeah, absolutely, man. That would be a true blessing to see. I think it will happen eventually at some point. Especially with Disney. I mean, for me personally, I absolutely love looking at my showroom, my Golden Moment showroom with that Disney banger in the background. Kind of just makes it absolutely perfect. It kind of gives me the chills too. So I definitely think it's I think it's gonna happen, especially with some of these artists. Shout out to, I think he made a Serial Killers banger, right? Ron English. I think Frank Kozik would probably love to have him. Jermaine Rogers, he talked about his the choices, the bunny with the knife. So I think a lot of these artists would love to have him, as part of their drop one day. So I definitely do see it. I definitely do see it. Yeah, I definitely see it happening. We got Kurt. Let's go. Joseph Riley wanted to hear a "Let's go" from Johnny Dunn. Let's go. I legit woke up sweating and panicking. That's never good, dudes. Oh, do you think you missed the drop? That's why. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Oh, okay. Jason Amanda said, I pulled a serial number 42 secret rare storm. Couldn't believe it. Can't decide the value, though. Well, this is not financial advice, but I would say that is a pretty valuable item you got there, my man. Shout out to you for pulling that. That's a great purchase. That's a great drop that you got. Unbelievable. The fact that you even got a secret rare on a drop, right? Amazing. And to pull a 42, well, let me just tell you, a 41 is the number one collectible that anybody can possibly get publicly because the VeVe team takes the first 40 on a lot of collectibles. So 41 is like the first ever collectible you can possibly get. So 42 is the second. So whatever that first price is up there, I don't know what the market says, but I mean, they have the choice to list it at whatever they feel like it could be. I mean, I'll tell you, I wouldn't list it anything. It all depends, right? If you're really looking to sell it, then maybe list it for, something reasonable. But if you're really not looking to sell it anytime soon, you're willing to hold it, phew, you know, that could range anywhere from, I don't know exact price points, obviously. It could go for anything. But I'll tell you what, that's the second ever collectible possible. And it's a secret rare, so that's big time right there. Looking at thousands and thousands right there. Oh yeah, the Echo One Anthem. That's big time. It's so smooth too. I think it would kind of rejuvenate that Ghostbusters series, maybe. Yeah, Jason, that's big time right there. I would not let that one go too cheap. Fun under the sun, in the house. How we doing? It's a little bit delayed, but hopefully, Joseph Riley got that little shout out. Let's go. Where did he drop his music? Spotify, yeah, Apple Music, Spotify. I think you just got to search It's Wonderful with a Z. It's Wonderful. Yep, that's Ben Riley's cousin, Joseph Riley. What was the other name? Ben. Oh, that was a different chat actually. It's not Ben Watson. It's a fantasy football chat. Shout out to the Community Fantasy Football League. We got Audible Collective. How we doing? How we doing? Yeah, it's on YouTube as well. YouTube, yeah, that's a good one to follow. You got music videos on there. That would be hilarious, actually. Kurt said we need a Let's Go on a track like The Baby. Yeah, for real. Big time. Yeah, Jason, that's a good idea. I mean, if you can hold, I would always say just hold because so many big things are happening. Like you said, um, Master Collector program, you are getting points for holding that low mint. Um, but again, it's just Master Collector points at the same time. You got to weigh the pros and cons of that. Because I think anything under technically right now, serial number 300 gets Master Collector points for being a low mint. And then immutable. And see, the thing, what's going to happen, I think, with immutable. So people always say how these NFTs aren't one of ones, right? But they really are because of the serial number. Everything is unique. Now we are going to be able to customize these NFTs at some point, give them accessories, etc., and stuff like that. But when these get interoperable, the ability to go all over, right? When they get interoperable, when we go to Immutable X, they're going to be listed, I believe, by serial number. Obviously, you could probably filter it however you want to filter it by, highest price, lowest price, etc. But I think for the standard part, it's probably going to be listed by serial number. So, for instance, you have a Storm. Now, I don't know for sure if Storm's going to be able to go on Immutable X right away. We don't know that. But, for example, if Storm was able to, yours would be, if the 41's not in market, obviously, if that person's just holding on to it, yours could potentially be first one on the list. So, any X-Men fans out there big time, they're probably going to want the first one. It's almost like having the highest graded collectible or card or comic type thing in the real world. So not too many, Brendan. Yeah. Brendan just said he saw a dude yesterday with 77 sets and 1,600 collectibles. How many people are balling like that, you think? Not too many, my man. That's in the top 0.1%, I would say. There are a few people, big time like that. But I would say not too many people have that many collectibles, going on right now. There's a few big time people, like shout out to Ray Fixie and all those big time guys. I think Brock's got a lot. Brock may be like a 60, 65 set, something like that. But I think he chose more quality, I would say, than quantity. So I don't think he's got the 1,600 collectibles. But he's got a bunch of low mint, probably around 400 or 500 collectibles, I would say. And there's some other big time players too. Ray and the boys. What would you say is more valuable mint? 1857 or 2001? Birthday year, mints matter, right? Absolutely. And so I think it all depends on what that collectible is. 1857 or 2001. I mean, it could be a first appearance of a character. For example, if that 2001 was, say, 2003, I just know 2003 is the year that Tokidoki was founded. So I actually did just, buy another 2003. I think it was like uncommon, or I think it was an uncommon. I just saw it in the market for cheap. So anytime you see, you know, a year that was founded, you know, the company that was founded, the brand that was founded in that year, or the birth year of an artist or something like that, anything that has significant meaning, the first appearance of a character in a certain year or something like that. So fun under the sun. I would answer that question by saying it all depends on the collectible for those mint numbers. When Wolverine, I would say soon. I don't know when exactly. We got 9 minutes to drop, everybody. Wow. See, it only takes one drop. Shout out to Getsy. Getsy just said, my brother pulled a number 99 secret rare storm. He was about to give up on VeVe, but that pull just re-enthused him to the max. Absolutely. So it only takes one pull, right? I mean, I think a lot of people are starting to feel that way, right? They may be getting down a little bit because it kind of does stink when you miss out on a few drops in a row, but you have to stay patient. You have to stay persistent, right? You can't give up because he just, you know, made a huge come up right here. I mean, a number 99 on any collectible is big time. And the fact you got a secret rare with that. So it only takes one drop to really change your whole trajectory and your whole collecting career, I would call it. Definitely love Wolverine. The two big ones I'm waiting for, I would say, is Wolverine and then Wolverine and the Hulk. I love the Hulk as well. So I think once we get the Hulk as a collectible, that's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see the animations that they do for that. Let's go, Nicole. Nicole said, hey, everyone. Hey, Johnny. When I finally got my storm, it was an ultra rare. Woohoo! Let's go. That's big time. Like I said, I think the ultra rare and the secret rare look amazing in this collectible. Love the animations. And I love the sound, too, the secret rare brings. It's definitely one that I wish I got. I was only able to, I had to get one of them. So I think I just picked up a common or uncommon. And I was all right with that. But it definitely would have been one that I would have loved to get the animation for. I need all X-Men. That's a cool collection. See, the cool thing about VeVe is they have so many different brands, so many sub brands, etc. To where people are gonna have the craziest X-Men collection alone. I kept thinking about that with the Simpsons, right? When the Simpsons, before the Simpsons were even announced, before Disney was even announced, we were getting, you know, hints and teasers of different brands, and I was like thinking, I said on live streams before, I was like, if they get the Simpsons, can you imagine just in a year of how much content that would be and how crazy collections would be? People who have just all the Simpsons characters. Oh yeah, that would be awesome. That'd be awesome. Let's go. So Roman Z said, "Hey Johnny, how are you? Just to update after over 10 days of waiting, I and several others finally received the secret rare board that was double minted. Note there are two secret rare boards, V1 and V2. Yeah, I saw that actually in the market. So that's awesome that they finally did get back to you guys. I knew they would eventually. Sorry that it took so long, 10 days, kind of frustrating, but the VeVe team steps up to the plate once again and they do deliver. So I'm glad they finally did give you guys another board. And to be honest, I actually was talking to other people. I like that V2 board, the lightning bolt on the black lightning bolt. I like that design actually better than the V1 slightly. Now, don't get me wrong, I'd love to have either one of them or both, but for the ones out there who did get the V2, don't feel bad because that one's pretty sweet looking. And again, super limited. I mean, I don't know the exact mint count offhand, but there's probably only around 100 of them rotating in circulation. Colton Rhodes said, "Yo, Johnny, let's go." Let's see. Keep calm, stacking. Keep calm, stack on. Hey, VeVe fan, best pull number 46, ultra rare gator, and sold it for almost 8K after fees. That's amazing. That has kept me going for a long while to come. See, like I said, it only takes. See, those stories are so inspirational because for anybody who's just joining right now, it only takes one drop, right? You get a low mint, ultra rare, low mint, secret rare, even, and they were able to turn the low mint 46 ultra rare into almost 8K after fees. So just goes to show you, I think it was Who was it? Joseph Riley, possibly. Joseph Riley might have gotten that 42 mint Storm. So just goes to show you, I mean, we're talking almost, 42, I think is even over 10K. So, I mean, you got definitely a big come up right there. It only takes one drop, guys, to get really, really fortunate. Especially these days, because these days you guys see how hard it is to, stack up sets in the market. Things are expensive. So if you can luck out and get one of those secret rares, or low mint ultra rares, or even just an ultra rare on a drop, it can definitely pay off. Let's get secret rare, boys. I think we are going to get it going, guys. I definitely do. Definitely do. Yep. Gutsy said, that's the key right there. Absolutely. I just kept telling him consistency is the key to VeVe. Absolutely. Always love hearing those stories. So yeah, that's a good way to do it too, Brendan. He said his ultra rare, he sold it for $6 and bought it back at $350. And that's the thing you can do. I mean, it's just timing the market. I mean, we've had experience now, so we can kind of see trends over the market. And one thing that I will say to new users joining, if they get something on this drop, I won't say this always is the case, because it's not always the case, especially sometimes with these low mint editions like we saw with Dragon Girl. Dragon Girl, I'll back it up and say this. If you get an ultra rare or secret rare on a drop and you're asking your question, should I sell this or should I hold? This is not financial advice, but typically what happens in the market, just my experience, things tend to be kind of high right away. So if you're looking to sell, typically the trend has been to sell right away, because then as more and more get diluted in the market, it kind of becomes saturated and people undercut, and it may dip the next few days. So like Brendan said he did, he sold right away for 600, waited a little bit and was able to buy back in once that dips down to 300, 350 range. And that tends to be the trend almost all the drops. Now, it doesn't always work out that way. So, for instance, I mean, backing up to the Dragon Girl, I just remember this one so vividly. There's only 888 editions, so I think the price right out the gate was maybe $500, $700, $800, and I got one right away. I always thought it was $700, but I just looked at the price kind of recently and it said I paid $900. So I guess I got one in at $900 right away, and typically that would be kind of high, but Dragon Girl, since there was only a few amount of editions, 888, there was no dips in the market. The next couple of days, that just took right off to 1K, 1.5K. So sometimes with super limited editions, if you try to time it and sell high right away, you may miss the boat and it just keeps on going. But, it all depends. It all depends. A Wolverine and Green Lantern NFT, I would go broke for. I would too. Colton Road said, Johnny, I have just Us painting, the color one, for 112. Is that a good mint? That's definitely a good mint. That's definitely a good mint. I would say anything under 150 is really good. Anything under 100 is super good. And then now we find out that anything lower than 300 is currently the low mint. IV said, hey, VeVe fam, good luck today. IV in the house. Is it going to be hard getting today's drop? I think it's going to be relatively easy compared to the other drops. We got 50 seconds. Let's get into these last few comments. Yep, only drop today. Good luck, everybody. Bless the chat. Bless the chat. 40 seconds left. $33 seconds. Hulk, smash that like button. Let's go. All right, guys. Hopefully everybody's on the right page. This is my timer screen. We got 23 seconds left to the drop. It might be an error. It might only be 5%. I think they actually addressed that in the AMA. I could be wrong. But we'll go over that after this drop. 10 seconds, y'all. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Bye now. No, I didn't get it. Systems on overload. Oh my gosh. I think we have a new era in VeVe. It's post-Disney era. We can't even get comic books now, guys. This is crazy. So again, my buy now button is still showing up. I'm just still trying to click it. I was wrong. This one is actually going to be extremely tough to get. I'm under the impression now every drop is hard to get. It doesn't matter if there's 60,000 editions, you know. I think there's 60,000. Maybe there's only 30,000 editions today. So there's only 30,000 editions. Yeah. So I was actually wrong. I should have said it is going to be kind of hard today. I forgot that we have like, you know, 1 million active users now. You know, things just happen so quick. Let me know if you guys got one in the chat. I did not get one. Oh, Stealth has the spinning wheel of death right now. Pokely said, bro, I got purchase screen and didn't let me through. No way. I would say try to, you know, if you're out now, go. I would say try to go back in and you may end up having a pending order. I'm not positive on that. But if not, man, I'm sorry that happened. Unfortunate. And Getsy said right before the drop happened, didn't they make an error with the number 300 mint number? I think it should be like 5%. I would have to look at that again. Because at first I thought it was just comics. That was the top 5%. But they may have said that in the AMA to where they made a mistake and it was actually collectibles too. Oh, let me see. Who got one? Oh, let's go. Okay, so Josh got one. Nice. 8,036. Wow. Okay. Awesome. So that's good to know. Tyler Wynn said, let's go. Got one and didn't even have the gems. It let me buy gems and still got it. Nice. That's really good to know because I know a lot of people were asking, do you have to preload gems? And I would always say, you know, you don't have to because people are able to get it. But I've heard people crash, you know, the apps crash when they try to do the gems at the buy now screen. So I always say try to preload the gems if you can. But that's a good sign that it worked when you didn't have to. Wow, that's amazing stuff. Interesting, Nicole. All right, so if you got one and it says delivered within 2 hours, I would take a screenshot of that and then I would back out. And then once you get back in, you should have that one pending order bar. So I think everybody got one besides me. Let's go. I'm cool with that. As long as everybody got one, it was a smooth drop for everyone. Then that's the only thing I really care about. For this drop, I kind of took a lackadaisical approach. Like I didn't go in, delete my settings, my files, and everything. I felt like I didn't really have to for this one, but maybe I got too confident. Let's go, Josh. Let's go. If you get a secret rare, let's go live. I'll go live with one of the subscribers, no doubt. Borat said he got one. Nice. Terry got one. Everybody got one besides the kid. Let's go. Shout out to you guys, man. Got a second chance. Nice. I wonder if the 2-minute thing is going on. Ivy got one. Nice. All right. Okay. So Ariani. Is that how I say your name, brother? Ariani Hot? Missed it. I am 3 for 3 with the single tap. Let's go. I'm just happy that the way works for you, man. Because I know a lot of people are striking out. They were looking for tips. And I feel like the spamming way just wasn't working for a lot of people after a while. Shout out to everybody who did the spamming way for a while. But I think a lot of people are just having more success right now with the timing, the one tap. Because I think that's how you're technically supposed to do it, right? I don't think they made it to where they want people just to spam. It just ended up being a way to get it for a lot of people. I always say it's like golf, right? Any way that works for you that you feel comfortable, I would try to go for it. Dang, I didn't screenshot it. So I would say just, you know, in the future, if anything that happens like that, I would just say screenshot just so you do have proof of it. But it's interesting that I would say try to go back in and see if you have that pending bar. Let's go. Okay, yeah, I knew that. Sometimes that works. It's like a bug or something like that. Everybody's getting them. Got rebounds. Okay, awesome, man. So Visions Production said, wow, rebounds actually work. Yeah, it's a great feeling when you do get a rebound. Switch from a line gate, it does more harm. Yeah, that's kind of how I looked at it. I was like, well, if they have like an AI system that kind of detects like somebody who's like a suspicious bot user. I feel like if you're just spamming it, you would like set off the whatever. They think like you're a bot or whatever. So I just felt like for me, timing it would just be the best route, no doubt. Nijak said no go. I struck out too. I struck out. I know. Everybody's like kind of surprised that they can't even get a 30,000 edition comment. I knew somebody was going to get me on this. Yeah, sorry, James. I was completely wrong on that one. He said it was easy, as you said. Oh, okay. So, Jabe, all right. So you got one. I'm glad that you felt like it was easy. Maybe I jinxed myself because I said it was going to be easy, and I ended up not getting one. Me and you did not get one. Maybe my app was behind, needed refreshing. Interesting. Was my timer off? Let me know if my timer was different than you guys when I was doing the countdown. Colin got a rebound. I feel like everybody got one besides me. Maybe was there an update or something like that? Let me check my apps real quick. Maybe there's an update that I didn't know about. It happens sometimes. But I'm pretty sure I'm updated. That happened to me a while ago, actually. Yep, I'm all updated. I would say that happens to me. What drop was it? I think it was season 1. I remember it was like one of the first updates to their app they had. I remember, I'll tell a quick little story. It was like it was one of the nights you had to get in like virtual line basically. You had to be on the app screen, and that's how, you know, the first ones there would probably be in there first. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be on this app screen 11 p.m. the night before. So I waited from 11 p.m. the night before on the one screen, you know. It would basically be on like on this screen all the way up until 11 a.m. the next day. And so it was probably like, I would say about 10:30. I'm trying to get this to zoom in and focus up. All right, there we go. Probably about 10:30, 10:45 a.m. You know, I'm on the app ready to go. And as soon as the 11 a.m. hits, it wouldn't let me hit buy now for some reason. And I was like, what's going on? You know, freaking out. And I checked Twitter and I saw they said, you know, there's an update to the app. You know, make sure you update your app at like 8 a.m. or something. And since I was on that screen on my phone, I never saw that update tweet. So I was like, no way. I got so mad at myself. I was like, I should have checked the computer, you know, I should have checked the desktop Twitter. But that just goes to show you, you know, they're always updating. So it's always good to look out for tweets and notifications because you want to stay updated. You want to get the latest news. Hendu got one. Let's go. Spamming was losing me a lot of drops. Omi Queen said, well, I'm glad this way works for you. Definitely. I think the comics favor the one-click strategy. Interesting. Rob Remington, let's go. He said, hey, John, I got one straight away this time. Nice, man. I'm glad you got one. I know you have been having some difficult times. 28K mint. Sold out ASAP. All right, let me go on Twitter. I haven't. Shout out to the Sparkman122. He just wrote a tweet. Bro, I'm on VeVe more than social media. I just retweeted it. I'm going to reply with VeVe is social media. VeVe is the new social media. That's a fact. Let's go. Shout out to Neo XVL today for the win. 3, 2, 1, 0. Click. Man, I'm just so happy everybody's using it. And I don't have the membership set up just yet. You know, I thought I was going to be able to get to it this weekend. Didn't set it up just yet on the YouTube. But if you guys do want to show any kind of support, again, you don't have to, but my Twitter is monetized. I think you can leave tips in Bitcoin if you guys want. So until I get the membership set up, if you guys want to show support, you can always feel free to do that. Willow, he grabbed the rebound. Let's go. See, rebounds are amazing because a lot of times people have never got one before like that. So they feel like it's, not real. But until they get one, it feels amazing. Or once they get one, it feels amazing. Colin, did you send me one on Twitter? Did you tag me? Can't believe I didn't get today's comic, John. What kind of gifts does Hawkeye have? Let's see. Oh, that's pretty cool. I'll just use I just won't use a gift. Any green trucks? I'm gonna say who got lucky? Okay, so Terry said for me, spamming works for collectibles. For comic spamming a line gate for me. Oh, for comic spamming. So she said for me, spamming works for collectibles. For comic spamming, a line gate for me. I got you. I got you. Brendan got a rebound. Let's go. So I think everybody besides me almost got one. I was able to get one. I changed the tap gate technique. Josh is he's modifying the tap gate technique. I like it. I like it. A little hybrid action. I changed the tap gate technique. Tapped every second, 5 seconds before. Interesting strategy. Yeah, Joseph Riley said, with a million active users, every drop will be competitive. No luck today. Got the same error as you, Johnny. Yeah, I agree. I think this is truly a new era, right? It's just so hard to believe, but at the same time, it's not hard to believe because we knew this time was coming. It feels unbelievable that it's actually here, right? I mean, I remember back in the day, 10,000 users total. There were 7,500 editions of Todd in stock, in store, 6,000 of them out of the 7,500. And I remember the day it sold out. The day it sold out, I was actually on the phone learning how to get my first Omi. And then to fast forward today, just to see the growth and everything, it feels like a big movie, a big dream. Just unbelievable. It feels amazing. Blake. Oh. How'd everybody do? How'd everybody do? Brendan said, was so worried about missing the drop, but got the 6 second rebound. Nice. Or 6 minute rebound. Interesting. Yeah. So Corinne said, shout out to Corinne for joining. She said, struck out. The app was showing no drop today. Then I reopened the app and then it showed. Yeah. Sometimes the app does that, kind of just bugs out a little bit. I know for me, when the market opens up, it happens too. So, for example, maybe the market is open right now. Okay. So the market's closed right now. I actually had to close the app for this to happen because it was saying that it was still open. But so sometimes you just have to close the app and then reopen it basically, and it'll start to work. So this screen will happen. This screen will pop up even 30 minutes after the drop. So again, 30 minutes after the drop, you may just have to go in and just close that and then open back up. And that's when the market's going to open. So sometimes on the VeVe app, things will look like they're closed or not there. And if that ever happens, just close the app and restart it and open it back up, and then you should be able to see it. Pretty sure you have a delay on the stream, probably like 5-10 second delay. Well, I'm just trying to get through the chat, so I think that may be why. Right now I'm a few minutes behind. Oh, okay. You're talking about the live stream when I was counting down. When you said you had 50 seconds, I had 26 seconds. Interesting. So maybe my timer was just completely off. Because that'll happen too. Like if I don't go back and forth sometimes, that could have been it. Oh, no luck for December. Daz got one. Oh, okay. Okay. Hey, James, I feel you. Appreciate that. He said, yeah, that was funny. Really like your channel. You've got a new subscriber. Big time. Appreciate that. And I think I'm just so used to, yeah, like I was completely wrong. I think his first comment was, he asked, do you think this comic is going to be, this drop's going to be hard to get? And originally I said, no, I don't think it's going to be that hard to get. And then I couldn't even get one. So I was completely wrong on that. I think I'm just too used to how times were before Disney. I mean, I got to keep remembering that this is post Disney now. This is a whole different era in VeVe. And I think a lot of us OGs are still trying to get used to this whole new era because it's different now. So I think it's really going to shine a light on the big collections that a lot of us do have already. So I'm really fortunate for that. And it's just going to be a lot harder to get these drops. I mean, it's going to put an emphasis on the importance of even having just one of these collectibles. And I think that's a good thing because before, you know, people were just taking it for granted. So, see, Spill got one. Omi Queen's thinking she got a common because she hasn't gotten hers yet. It could be. It definitely could be a common, Omi Queen. But, you know, you never know. Sometimes a secret rare, ultra rare could get delivered later on. So I would say keep the faith high. Keep the faith high. Kurt got one. Let's go. Kelvin said, got one, coach. Nice. Let's go. Coach struck out today, man. Interesting. Yeah. That's unfortunate. You got really close then and just kicked you right out. It does happen, but just be glad that it happened on this comic and it wasn't like a huge, crazy collectible drop. But unfortunate. Yeah, no doubt, Brendan. Super chat's coming real quick. Hey, appreciate that. Memberships will definitely be coming real soon. Wow, 1 rebound. That's big time. Brandon Lego said, I pray I get a rare or secret rare. Yeah, even ultra rare. I mean, ultra rare, I love the way the comic looks today. So I was hoping for ultra rare. So 2 minutes. For some reason, the rebounds keep coming out like 2 minutes after the drop. Yeah, so if the chat didn't explain it already to you, I'll go over it real quick. J-Bass, could you explain what a rebound is and how does it work, though? So sometimes when you're going for these drops, for example, someone else was saying earlier how they got to the confirmation screen and it lagged them right out. Also, sometimes when you get to the buy now screen and you click buy now and you're waiting to reserve that collectible, it'll unfortunately say sometimes error, like could not receive collectible or something like that, instead of saying, you know, success or you got the collectible. When that happens, that collectible you weren't able to secure and get, it goes back into the pile and all the drops. So the people who are still in the apps, they're still trying to click buy now, even after it's sold out. A lot of times they're able to snag that collectible that was originally for someone else that got put back into the pile. And we call that one a rebound. So It's actually kind of crazy how VeVe has kind of developed its own terminology too as we just kept growing. I mean, that is known as a rebound now. So hopefully that kind of helps. And basically, how you get it is you just keep trying to hit the buy now button. You won't always get it, so sometimes you'll just keep clicking it, error pops up, and you're like, "What am I doing?" But eventually, if you keep doing that, one of the drops you may get a rebound. So it's just worth. Is it worth your time? Basically, do you really want that collectible or comic? If so, I would keep trying for it. Yeah, definitely win. Nice. Nicole said, "This is my first comic. Excited. Can't wait to see what I got." That's awesome. I think the comics are pretty cool. First time ever we've had actual licensed comics on VeVe. I mean, it only happened a few months ago, so this is kind of a whole new thing. It's still recently new. And Marvel's never released comics in the digital world before. So this is the first time that we're getting real Marvel comic books in the digital world. I think it's big time. And there's going to be more utility for them too. Like not only can you actually read these comic books, but eventually we're going to be able to put them in our showrooms as, decoration, maybe have a little comic book section with like shelves when we have accessories, or what I think too is maybe use them as like posters or like wallpaper or stuff like that. So I think that'll definitely be awesome. MF Floyd, and I did not get one. I struck out today. Struck out big time. I think I should have just kept my secret of a tap gate silent and just not told anybody. Nah, I struck out. Struck out today. Dumb thing science. Yeah. Striking out as your first drop, it's always kind of frustrating, but let them know we got a bunch of drops this week, so nothing to be ashamed about. Somebody got a rare Hindu. Oh, nice. That's good news too. He said it's the fastest a drop has shown up for me. My congestion and sniffles are back, everybody. Get the likes up, Peep. Hey, appreciate you big time, Kurt. Willow, man, you're funny. I keep, sometimes I get in the habit of just bringing up the chats before I actually read them. Some of you guys, you guys test me sometimes. I bring up the wrong chats. James asking, do you have a lot of collectibles? I have a decent amount. I got really fortunate in the very beginning. Um, very blessed. I found it early, and I did a lot of research for about 3 weeks straight. I didn't leave my house, and because of that, because of the research, it gave me the confidence to really go all in early back in March. And so I was blessed to be able to stock up on a lot of duplicates. I think I bought 7 Todd McFarlane retail Batmans. I bought 7 FA Jokers, 7 FA Harley Quinns for retail. I was buying a ton of these FAs that I thought were big characters that even I knew, because I don't know all these like characters in detail, but I know the big ones. I know Joker, Batman. I know these are big time IP brands, and everybody knows them. So I was able to stock up on a lot, and because of the duplicates that I got, I wish I was able to hold them all. Unfortunately, I still got a couple and a few of each left, but I was able to keep reinvesting in other collectibles to grow my collection to, let's see, I have 432 collectibles right now and 53 sets. And shout out to all the followers, man. You guys are running up the page big time. I follow back so many people too. I'd be interested to see how many people I'm following because I have 2,567 followers on VeVe, and I'm probably following like 4,000 people, I bet. Oh, okay. I got you. Got you. That makes sense. Definitely makes sense. Yeah. Willow said I got an ultra rare last drop and it took over an hour to deliver. Someone else just said how this delivery was a lot sooner of a delivery, so that's good to know. Yep, Kurt just said post Disney era, the secondary market is going to be key. I agree, big time. And it could be pending for hours, Colton said. I would say it really depends. I mean, sometimes we see the collectibles like we just saw today. Someone said they got delivered right away. But then also sometimes it may take like an hour or 2 hours most, right? But I don't think it's going to keep being that way. They're doing a really good job each week at speeding up the process, getting better, getting a little bit more optimized, right? So I think over time we will start seeing these collectibles get delivered faster and faster. Yeah. Jabe said, thanks for the help, guys. I'll add now rebound to my day-to-day vocabulary. Pazmini in the house. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, nice. Paz, you got one. That's dope, man. I'm glad you got one. Yeah, I think we will be able to, get shelves. We've talked about that before in interviews, to where we're gonna have accessories for not only our collectibles, but our showrooms too, to where we can add plants, decoration, shelves, Tapgate. So Tapgate is like, people just. I mean, there's so many different meanings and sayings right now. Tapgate, like TAP, like one tap, boom, or like rhythm gate. Tap gate, rhythm gate, I think is like the same thing. Just basically, just trying to time the mechanism of when buy now pops up and just timing it with one tap. Brandon said, "Hey yo, JD, I like your collection, but common ghost bear gang. I may have to add one. I may have to add one." Corinne said, "Congrats to all our Omi homies that got this drop." Yeah, shout out to everybody who got this drop. Definitely a good one. Let me retweet some more people. I think some people retweet me. Someone said, "I am human." Woke up within 15 seconds of the drop, then bang. Wow, that's amazing. Super duper Hank. Shout out to you, brother. Nothing in my family. Oh man. I always feel bad liking posts when people say they didn't get anything, but then I feel bad not liking the post if they say they didn't get anything. Managed to get my first ever collectible. Shout out to you, Kane. I just followed you, brother. I love following people who are just joining the space and have like no followers because they probably have no idea who I am yet. I feel like any influencer that follows these new people into the community, it really brings a great feeling to them, and they get excited. Not just me, but any influencer that follows these new subscribers, or not just new subscribers, but new VeVe users. Really, I just love when the community, the influencers, really get these new people involved. Like shout out to Kyle Wilson bringing the new YouTubers on his channel. Like anything like that is just I just love seeing it because it really gets the new users, the new YouTubers excited, and it's just a great feeling. How do we follow you, Dunn? Okay, so on VeVe, I've listed. You mean on VeVe, right? How do you guys follow me on VeVe? The market's down right now, so you can't do it just yet. It should be opening soon. But I listed a few big duplicates for sale. Basically, I listed a couple of my big duplicates for like the max amount in the market. I think a Todd Batman's for like 9.9 mil. Superman might be 9.9 mil. Uh, Walt is like 9.9 mil. Dragon Girl, I think 9.9 mil. So like if you go into the market for those big collectibles and just sort for the highest price first, you should be able to see me in there and then just click on my profile, follow, and I'll follow you back. I know, Paz, my duplicate stash. Whew, definitely don't have as many duplicates as I once had. Do you work for VeVe? Not yet, not yet, but one day, man, one day. I think one reason is like why a lot of us can't right now is because we're collectors, right? At the same time, so I think in the early days of VeVe, still trying to grow and everything. They don't want to combine, any kind of collectors with people who actually work for the team type thing. But I think as time goes on, I think definitely possible. Good luck in the secondary, everybody. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. It's only going to keep growing, right? It's not going to get any smaller. I mean, once the cat's out of the bag, all right, awesome. It is market is up. So we got the common going for 15, 19, 25. I'm going to try to snag a 15 one real quick. Nope, unable. All right, no biggie. We got uncommon going for 80 already. Whoo! $80 already, huh? That's a lot. John Doe. I got to follow this guy. All right, he's selling, or what is this, the rare? The rare is going for 130. The ultra rares, there's only a few in the market, but 549 for the ultra rare. And then only 2 in the market. The secret rare, 3.5K. Whew. I'm trying to steal some comics for the low. All right, so let's see if it's updated now. Common still like 13, 14 bucks. Uncommon 42, 44. Yeah, I felt like 80 was a little too high right away. Then we got the rare 125. And the ultra rares 425, 480. Secret rares 3.4K. Still, we got 3 of them in there. Now, again, one tip I have, again, not financial advice, just my opinions over experience and what's happened. Typically, when there's only a few delivered, like right now, not everybody has their comic book, right? People are still waiting. So as you see in the market, for instance, there's only 4 secret rares in the market for sale. So the price is still pretty high. Excuse me. Right now there's 6 actually in the market. So it's still pretty high. It's 2.7K. So if you're looking to buy one of these, you have to weigh what may happen in the near future, right? There may, in the next 30 minutes, there may become, instead of 6 now in the market, there may be 20 available in the market. So as there's more and more in the market available for sale, people undercut each other. It tends to kind of drop in price. So that's why you just have to be careful if you're going to buy something right away in the market. You really have to look at everything involved and kind of see, is this the right time to buy this comic or collectible? For example, the ultra rare, there's only 15 available to buy right now. So the price is still pretty high. It's 450, goes right to 500. Now, this is the decision-making part, because you could wait. Maybe the price dips down and it becomes a better buying opportunity. Or maybe sometimes, this doesn't happen too often, but like I said before, it happens usually with the super limited editions. If you don't buy it right away, you could miss the boat and it takes off right away. Now, I'm not telling you which one to do, but I gave you 2 different scenarios to take a look at. The commons are down to $12. He's a VeVe creator. In 15 years, we're all going to live inside the VeVeverse. Absolutely. I mean, I do see that as the future. I mean, a lot of people who are on the fence of it too. I would just say maybe you meet a lot of people who are kind of against the whole digital world, and that's okay. I understand that, because there was a point where, I didn't want to get into the whole digital worlds right before March happened, but I took some time to really think about where we're going as a society. And once I learned and thought about, are we going into the digital world more and more and more, or less and less as the years go on? And once I realized we're going into the digital world more and more and more, and it's not stopping, I was like, it's just inevitable. So they're going to announce on Twitter when the next drops are happening. And then once they announce it, I'll usually make a post on YouTube or Instagram. Oh, traps, man. Words. This is all right. Shout out to Traps, man. He just replied to one of my tweets. He said he got a rebound with no purchase button. So this will happen sometimes. So like he went to go try to buy it, but there's no buy now button underneath. Shout out to Traps, man. That's unfortunate. I mean, that happens sometimes. It's just really unfortunate. Oh, someone else said his timing's off too soon lately. I know that's the worst feeling. That happened to me for a while too. My timing was off big time for a while. I think it started with the gold, all gold secret rare dragon girl. My timing was too early. I bugged out. So, Corinne, to answer your question, the VeVe team, they call me Twitter and the VeVe Collectibles official Twitter account. They'll actually put out updates when the next drops are, and then also they'll post a Medium article. So there's a website, medium.com/VeVe-collectibles. And so it'll go over all the next drops, but they don't update it, a week in advance. They kind of update it within, they give you the next couple of days. I think our next drop will be, we have 2 more comic drops this week. I want to say Thursday, Friday, or Wednesday, Thursday. I'm not sure on the exact dates, but I think we have 2 more comic drops popping up this week. And then we'll probably have a big collectible drop this weekend, I would imagine. So stay tuned to the YouTube channel. I'll probably make a post on it on Instagram, on Twitter as well. Wow, okay. So people are saying every 2 minutes, sync your computer clock. For some reason, Rebound's been like sending it out at every 2 minutes. So people are saying if you sync your clock and try at 2 minutes, people are getting rebounds that way. Tyler Wynn said, are these comic books and collectibles on the blockchain? Or will they ever be? And to answer that question is yes, they are. So right now they're actually on the Go chain. Ecomi, VeVe, we're on the Go chain. And that's why a lot of FUD happened, that they're not real NFTs on Ethereum. But we're moving to Ethereum very soon. So once we move to Ethereum, we're going to be on the Ethereum blockchain. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Sold your 2455 common for $60. Yeah, that's a good I think that's a good win right there. I mean, $60 is pretty good come up for $7. Yeah, I would say so. Boom. I just bought a common. I was able to finally snag a common. I don't think I would pay anything over than $20, 15. I would say 15 to 20. It may go down to like 10, but again, I think with these comic books, I think if you can get a commons under 15, under 20, I think that's a good deal. Again, not financial advice, just my opinion, the way I look at it in the long term. Okay, yeah, so that's a tweet that they put out. First appearance of Kate Bishop to align with the new Hawkeye show in Disney. So it's tomorrow. So we got the comic drop tomorrow. Chili Basement JD. And you know what? It's funny because in the beginning of my live streams, it's always kind of hot in my house. So I usually put the air on just a little bit to keep it kind of cool. And the fan that's in here, I put on too. But I think the combination of, making it a little bit cooler in here with the fan, it makes me congested or something. I don't know why. Maybe I got to switch up my routine. Yeah. And the good thing, Nicole, about like when we switch to Ethereum, the NFTs that will be interoperable on Ethereum will be using Immutable X, and that's all gasless fees on Immutable X. So I think that's why it's game changing, because you won't have to pay these big Ethereum fees buying and selling on Immutable X with these VeVe NFTs. 3 days of comics, baby. Yep. I'm gonna have to do the VeVe drop with the whole fam on Thanksgiving. I think that'd be pretty cool. I picked up a comic for 15. Yeah, that's a good deal, I think. And again, if it goes down to $10 or whatever, I mean that's $5 difference. I think long term, I think it's a good bet. And sometimes, I mean, for me, my strategy was to try to get at least every common comic book, and it kind of went against the Master Collector Program 0.2 version, because the 0.2 version gave you basically no Master Collector points for the commons and uncommons, but it gave you a pretty decent amount for the rare, ultra rare, and a lot for the secret rare. So I think that was just the high end. I mean, the first 0.1 article that came out was kind of on the low end. I think, they just had two spectrums, the low end, see how the community reacts, the high end, see how the community reacts. And I think it'll be somewhere kind of in the middle, because I think they will realize that for most people, secret rares are kind of out of reach. So in order to get those secret rares, you're probably gonna have to pay a premium, pay out of pocket, thousands of dollars. And a lot of us don't have that. But again, I think they want people to collect those comic books. So I think putting a little bit of emphasis on the commons, uncommons, I think that's probably what they'll end up doing. But again, that's just my opinion. Maybe they end up leaving 0.2 how it is, but I kind of see them merging both of them, making a little bit of a mix. Kurt said, imagine if VeVe does a 12 days of Christmas and does 12 drops in 12 days. Man, I might just have to do another Comic-Con or Designer Con, just live stream all day. And I think if they did that, that would be unbelievable. I think it would wipe us all out. Christmas money-wise and also just, sleep-wise too. But I think they probably will have something special for Christmas, I imagine. Maybe the Grinch, or I don't know how you get a Santa Claus license, but Alfred Kahn is probably the guy you talk to. Yeah, I do like that idea. 12 days of Christmas, 12 drops. A lot of people are asking this, Nicole. Will Disney do more drops? I wonder what the next drop will be if they do. So the blessing about all of this and the Disney license is that we have the entire Disney portfolio. That includes, Nat Geo, ESPN is even owned by Disney, ESPN Plus. There's so many things that are actually owned by Disney, to where I definitely see a lot more Disney coming soon. I would say a lot more Disney coming. I don't know how soon, I should say, because right now we see a lot of Marvel stuff, and I think they kind of want to keep that theme, but I could be wrong. But when we do see Disney, I definitely think it's going to be just iconic drops after drops. I mean, Toy Story, I would love to see a Buzz Lightyear Disney drop. I feel like that's inevitable at some point. But Disney covers so much. I mean, if they only had Disney as a license, that could last the next 5 to 10 years alone. So, I mean, it's big time. Especially they can go in different directions. I'm sure they own... Disney's so big and have their whole portfolio. I bet they own the music rights to a lot of songs, theme songs, etc. So I imagine that we could get theme songs for a showroom when it opens, stuff like that. I don't know for sure, but that's kind of where my mind's thinking. And man, if we do, that would be crazy. Like, I would love to, for example, the Frozen theme song, that's got billions and billions of views. I don't know what kind of, I don't know which when a record label owns that, because when you start talking about master recordings and all the details of the actual music licenses, it gets really fine line details, a lot of gray areas. So I'm not positive on that, but Disney's so big of a corporation, I'm sure they own some music rights. So imagine, just for instance, Jurassic Park. Since we have the whole Jurassic Park portfolio too, could you imagine if that theme song comes with it? And then for when Jurassic Park gets dropped, you could open your vault showroom and have the Jurassic Park theme song with all your dinosaurs. Like, stuff like that, I think would really make all this come to life. Yeah, see, I was trying to flip my way up and get one when it was at 700, but wasn't able to get there in time. I actually got one of those vulturers though. It was the whole set, and I was like, you know what? If this glows in the dark at some point, the price is gonna run up like crazy. I don't know if it's gonna glow in the dark. I know the physical ones do. And I'm thinking Showroom 2.0, they're taking their time with this one. And they said how there's going to be different environment settings, right? So what if they make it so realistic to where you go in your showroom and you have to turn on the light switch? So like if it's dark, you know, your collectibles in the dark, maybe there's glow in the dark ones, maybe there's not, but you turn on your light and then boom, you see all your collectibles. So again, it was kind of a speculative buy, but I was okay with it because I do like the way it looks and it's a full set in itself. So I was like, you know what? I am going to grab that one. Oh man, I would love that. I would love the time that Buzz Lightyear released with the new movie. Oh, Brendan asked a great question right here. Walt statue or Spidey secret rare FA? Man, this is a tough one. I don't think you can go wrong with this one. You know, secret rare Spider-Man is a lot more scarce. There's a lot less editions, so I think it has a chance to run up a lot quicker. I mean, if you look at the floor on that, it gets to 50K, 100K really quick. Now, if you're talking, you know, 3 to 5 years from now, I would say maybe Walt Disney. But, you know, in the next year, in the next 6 to 12 months type thing, even maybe 2 years, I would probably have to say maybe Secret Rare Spider-Man because there's only 1,000 of them, even less than that, maybe like 950. I forget the exact amount in circulation, but 1,000 total editions. I mean, when you think of Walt and Mickey, it's iconic. Probably more iconic, maybe even than Spider-Man. It's tough because Spider-Man is the most popular superhero. But so for Walt, there's 4,000 editions. I think there's just more people in that 4,000. You know, the people who have Walt, 4,000 people. There's more people in that group that would be more willing to take profits sooner than say 1,000 people holding that secret rare Spider-Man. Walt all day. Yeah, I think Walt will win long term. I think it will. Oh, like Nick, appreciate you for joining the stream. I heard Ron English on the Twitter Spaces yesterday say VeVe going to bring jukeboxes to listen to music. Man, I would love that. I think they could. You know, I think, you know, we're going to see mini games in there. We're going to see all different types of things. These are just the collectibles, the comics. I think they're going to open up a whole different range of different. I want to play games. You know, they talk about how, you know, they could get any license that they're fans of pretty much, or they've never gotten a, they've never not got a license that they love, they said, right? So could you imagine if I don't know if they're big fans of like Pac-Man and all kinds of video games, but I would love to see all different arcade games in our showrooms that we could play with each other. Let's go, Willow. He's a wall holder. Shout out to all the wall holders out there, man. I think it is going to be a long term, a huge piece. I think it's going to be iconic. I had to get 2 of them. I sold one of my Da Vinci Prides for a second Walt. That was a tough one. Tristan Knight. Hey, got my first ever drop. Love the channel, by the way, man. Hey, appreciate you big time, man. Tristan Knight. How we doing? How we doing, brother? Big love, man. I appreciate you big time. Much love, much love. Joseph Riley said to Brendan, Walt has a larger fan base. They tie in some utility at the parks that might go parabolic. And that's kind of what I'm thinking too. I mean, shout out to everybody else who has said something like that along those lines. I do think eventually, I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know if it's going to take, you know, geez, my nose. I don't know if it's going to take a year, 12 months, you know, type thing. That could take a year, or maybe it's 6 months from now, 2 years from now. We don't know the time frame, timetable, but even Dan and David have talked about how they're going to continue to incorporate utility with the collectibles that we have. And with the whole Disney Plus thing that just happened, right, with that utility, I think that really was just a gateway trial to say, how can we start bringing utility to these? Disney got killed, you know, last year with the whole COVID thing that happened. I mean, the whole COVID quarantine, Disney, you know, lost a lot of money because of that. You definitely can bet they were thinking, if this was to happen again or in the future, how can we not, you know, let this happen? How can we prevent this? Well, if people can't come to our parks physically, how can we let them come digitally? And boom, that's where VeVe collides and makes this dream come true. I mean, everything that we're visioning right now is going to happen one day. I truly believe that. Disney World will be available for everybody around the world at any time of day. Kids racing home from school, putting on their glasses. I'm in Disney World. Hop out, you're in VeVeverse with Marvel World. Ghostbusters town, like just all this types of stuff. Like I really think the Metaverse, Facebook, they're going to partner with VeVe one day. I don't think they're going to buy them out. I think they're going to partner. And I think David and Dan, this is going to be their legacy, but this is just beginning. I really think so for Ecomi. I think they're going to branch out, and once VeVe is where it's at, they're going to move on to something else and make that become huge and tie everything together. And because at the end of the day, Ecomi is a technology company, right? I think they could eventually make glasses. They're going to make everything. It could take a little bit, Daz. As long as you got that one order pending, that red bar underneath, you definitely locked one in. It could take up to like an hour, 2 hours, which is unfortunate when the market's open because then you can't tell, like, well, I have the rare, I need to buy the uncommon or something like that. Nicole, same. So Nicole just said the cheapest Elsa is 1K now. I had a chance to get a duplicate at 250, but didn't get it. Those Disney ones I think are going to have so much value in the future. I agree too. I mean, this is like one of those iconic moments for Disney. And I felt the same way. I saw a lot of them at that 250 range. I think I got my Elsa for 190 actually. And I was thinking about, do I get multiple? But I didn't have all the Disney sets just yet. So I was scurrying around really quickly to try to sell some of my other duplicates to hurry up and just complete the set of all the duplicates before Walt came. And I'm glad I did it, but I also wish I sold a little bit more on my other duplicates to at least get 2 Elsas. Maybe I did get 2 Homer and Barts, so that was good. But whew, crazy time. And it happens quick too. I mean, just in a couple of days. I mean, we saw Homer and Bart get sold under retail right away. And then just in a few days, it's up to $800. I think maybe 700 now. This is a good question. Real Talk asks, do you have an exit plan if the MTL and OpenSea interoperability becomes live tomorrow, for example? Will you sell everything? No, actually, I would not. Again, listen, I'm not telling you guys what you should do. I'm just telling you my plan, my strategy. I'm going to keep majority of my NFTs on VeVe. I really will, because for a few different reasons. I'll talk about that. One is because it is a closed ecosystem, meaning, if something happens for whatever reason, etc., they're going to be able to get it back, essentially, because it is a closed ecosystem. And then for the Master Collector program, once you take your NFTs off VeVe and you sell them on OpenSea, so maybe like if I had duplicates or something that's going crazy on OpenSea, I'd be willing to take one off and sell it for like Ethereum. But for the Master Collector program, once you take it off the VeVe app, you won't get those points for the Master Collector program. So that's also going to entice a lot of people to keep it on the VeVe app. But like I said, maybe a couple of duplicates that are able to go on OpenSea, I may think about selling for some profits, maybe put it back into OMI or something like that. Who knows, but some duplicates I may think about if they're able to sell on OpenSea. But my collection I'm keeping on VeVe. I'm not selling it yet. I'm actually not selling any of my collectibles. I only have one of. And that's just because my personal goal is to make a museum, a virtual museum of everything that I love. So that way I can bring all my fans into my museum at any time. Charge a little fee. Maybe it's a couple gems or etc., whatever it is. It's not going to be outrageous. It's not going to be, a couple hundred gems to come visit. But just a little something. That way I can make a passive income stream through my collection. That way I don't have to sell my collection. But I think people will, it's just like a wax museum. I mean, people will want to see what $1 million showroom looks like, what a $500,000 virtual museum looks like. I mean, it's honestly insane. So, I mean, that's my personal goal with it, real talk. But again, like if I had, say, for example, all right, let me just use an example. Say I have 50 Marvel comic #1 comic books, right? I don't, but let's just say I have 50 of them. And we find out that they're interoperable and we can sell those Marvel comics on OpenSea. Well, I may take like a handful of those comics then and maybe sell them for X amount of Ethereum on OpenSea because I have so many of them already. That's not going to really affect anything. So like duplicates and stuff like that, I may do. Fast passes for wall holders. Let's go. I'm going to get some free things. For anybody who has the whole set, or something like that. I love the Simpsons route at Universal. Yeah, and plus at the end of the day, I look at Simpsons as like the Todd Batman because for Disney, it's really hard to compare Todd Batman with anything because it's in a league of its own, right? The first ever VeVe NFT. But it took a while for that Todd Batman to get over $300. It took a while for that Todd Batman to get over $1,000. And so being the first ever VeVe NFT, I think is kind of similar to how the Simpsons NFT was the first ever NFT licensed by Disney that they released. There's going to be arguments forever saying, well, the first Disney character is the real Disney NFT. And that's an arguable, that's a debate, right? That's a debate topic. Definitely debatable. But at the end of the day, what's not debatable is the first NFT that was licensed by Disney that got released on day one was the Simpsons and the skateboard, Homer and Bart and the skateboard. So I think long term, it's going to get looked at as the first ever Disney NFT. So even though it's not Disney character, etc., that's why I relate it to Todd, because again, it may take a little bit, but I think it will be one of the more expensive ones for sure. I think they're all going to be expensive. Don't get me wrong, especially with the animation possibly coming. We don't know if there's going to be an animation or not with Elsa and the hat, but everyone could absolutely skyrocket in their own right. Absolutely. Sir John, how we doing? How we doing? 3 hour wait. Sheesh. I went to Disney a few times. I do remember that ride. That's a good question, Kurt. That's a good question. Maybe when we see some more Disney. It's gonna be tough because when we see, excuse me, when we see, a new big Disney drop, it may kind of dip the prices at first because again, people need gems, so they may sell off. But people will realize that, oh well, then since Disney's releasing more, that first golden moments of Disney is going to be even more valuable. So it'll take some time, I think, possibly. And I don't want to give an exact time frame because say if Disney is interoperable. I mean, we've heard that the big brands may not be first right away to go to OpenSea, but if Disney ends up being, because they've worked with VeVe for a while now and they're a pretty close relationship, if they let their NFTs go on OpenSea, then I think they'll go back up really quick. Yeah, same with my Gma. Well, my whole family is the goat. I feel like, and same for you. If you have a family, people in your family that stuck with you from the beginning, they're the MVPs. Absolutely. Let's go. I mean, I'm giving people free snippets right now. They can check it out. And I just can't wait until I can go back and really fix and edit my first showrooms because it crashes every time I try to open them. That's why I've had to make so many new showrooms. Again, shout out to True Tech and Chill Crazy and all the, everybody in the Vaultaholics. Shout out you guys. Um, I don't make 20 plus showrooms, but the few that I do have, they definitely take a little bit to make. Ooh, what plan do you have? Nicole's asking, hey Johnny, on what platform do you plan to have your museum? Which metaverse? I mean, definitely VeVeverse when that gets rolled out. Brendan's asking funny questions. Nicole, hopefully that answers your question. I definitely want to see it on the VeVeverse. I mean, if you're asking about the ones that are already out, like Sandbox, or that's not actually technically out yet. I think Decentraland is out though for a while now. I don't know. I think VeVeverse is going to be built using these Disney studios, high end, premium quality. I think it's going to be big time. Wow, got another secret rare. Let's go. That's big time right there. Two secret rares. Shout out to you, man. Did you tweet me out? I haven't checked Twitter in a little bit. Hey, we made it. Let's go. Pepperoni NFT. See, I love when people like this get the 2 secret rares or even just a secret rare. Hyplix said, thanks, bros. Never thought it'd happen again. I've got like 59 commons and 2 secret rares now. Nothing in between. That's great. Brandon said, Hyplix on fire. Uh, Yeah, actually, absolutely. Joseph Riley said, "Wait till folks with Omi can buy gems again." That's a big time catalyst too. I mean, Omi to NFTs is going to be big time. That's going to be kind of how I stack up my Omi bag. I think a little bit. J Man got one. Let's go. Ooh, let's see. Rate my flip. Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom, Ultra Rare, Billy Ray, Common, Ajax Rare. So you gave up a good ultra rare there, the Doctor Doom. But again, you got a Disney Golden moment, the Pizza Planet truck. I would say the Pizza Planet truck isn't the most popular one, but again, any Disney Golden moment I think is going to be iconic. So I think it's a good decision that you did get one of the golden moments. I would ask you, do you have any other golden moments? Because if this is your only one, I think that's a good move. Because I think everybody should try to get at least one golden moment. Not financial advice; they're expensive. So if you don't have it, absolutely. I mean, you don't have to get it. But in my opinion, I just think if you want something that will be iconic, look back at as like a special moment in time, I think they all look amazing. Every single golden moment, I think you'll be happy with the way it looks in your showroom. Absolutely. Um, so I'm glad you did get a golden moment. I think the Pizza Planet truck. I mean, you can now say that that's you have an NFT that's in every single Pixar movie. It's one of those Easter eggs that's in every single Pixar movie. So I think that's definitely big. I do think that ultra rare Doctor Doom comic will be big too, though. So that's a good one. But again, sacrifices have to be made sometimes, right? So let's go, Julian. He bought one of my listings just to say I have in the future I have a Johnny Dunn's collectible. That's awesome, man. And I'm glad people like that are able to get the collectibles that I do list. I don't list too many for sale, obviously. I'm a hodler, but I do have to flip some collectibles. I would say in the last couple months I turned into a kind of a flipper because I don't have the money to keep adding in. I just added $100 for the first time a couple days ago in like 2 or 3 months. Like I haven't added any new money in the longest time. Besides the $100 I just added a couple days ago. But before that, I was just flipping everything. And so I'm glad that these collectibles that I do I do have to let go of. Because a lot of times I don't even list them for crazy expensive either. I list them for, around what the floor is going for. Unless it's like a crazy mint number. But then if it's a crazy mint number, I'll probably just hold it. So I mean, most of the time I do let go of collectibles, around the floor price. And it surprises a lot of people. I feel like every time I do, they put a screenshot and post it on Twitter or something, which I don't always love because it gets everybody thinking like, oh, what's he selling? It gets everybody thinking too deeply into it when I'm just trying to reinvest into another collectible I don't have yet, basically, or maybe duplicate of another one or something like that. But I'm just glad, Julian, that it can go to people that really appreciate it, and so that's always good to know. Oh, right, right, exactly. And so when I mentioned passive income, basically, I don't know what metaverse it'll be on. Only, I mean, VeVe's plan is to be everything interoperable, but I think eventually, I think we will be able to make an income, passive income, just from having people view your showroom on VeVe. Like how right now on VeVe, the only way to visit showrooms if I post it on the feed and you find it and go into it. Well, I think soon, eventually, it'll be like on everybody's profile, and you're gonna be able to search for people's profiles easily. And then maybe the people who are in the top rank or whatever will, once you view showroom, it may cost a gem, it may cost 2 gems, maybe 5 gems. You know, I think it's going to depend on how valuable your showroom is. Maybe there's tiers, right? Like if your showroom's, over $200,000, it could be, 3 gems or just something like that. So or maybe like $100,000, cost a gem. $200,000 costs 2 gems. 300,000 costs 3 gems, and so on and so on. I don't know, just stuff like that. And Disney CEO has came out and talked about how they're creating a metaverse right now behind the scenes. I mean, VeVe's creating a metaverse. I think they're working on it together. Ah, okay, okay. So you do have 4 other golden moments. I just love Toy Story, so I needed something from it. Wish they had Woody, but I'll take the Pizza Planet truck. Yeah, so that's a big one from Toy Story. And I do think that we will get a Woody and Buzz eventually. I kind of hope that they're not gold because it's going to kind of like not ruin these golden moments, but just to have these be the only Disney golden moments, I think would be a little bit more iconic. But I would need a Buzz Lightyear no matter what. If it's, I hope it's just a regular one, right? I would love to have a Buzz and Woody in my collection as well. Yeah, that's a fact, Kurt. I mean, that's how we're all feeling right now. I think, especially after that last AMA, when they talked about how not only VeVe is going to be using Omi, third party, platforms could be using Omi too. I think everybody was just like, yeah, I don't have enough Omi. But I think everybody does have enough Omi. I really do. I mean, I get caught up all the time, talking to like the top percent of people, right? Who have thousands of collectibles, make me sometimes say, dang, I don't have enough collectibles. But then I think of perspective, right? And I'm like, yeah, right. I'm even grateful to have what I have right now. So sometimes we all get caught up thinking about, this person has more, right? I need more. But try to step back when you start thinking like that and just look at perspective. Like, think about the perspective that most people probably don't have what you even have. You're trying to get more. So, I would just say be grateful for that. We're even here right now, right? It's just an amazing time. I think Elsa's going to be big time. Wally's details, I think, look amazing. I think Wally may take a little bit longer to appreciate, just because I think Wally gets the short end of the stick. I mean, we have so many great golden moments, to where there has to be like a loser, I guess, in that category. Even though the loser, I mean, if I only had one golden moment and it was the loser Wally, I would love to have that moment because I think Wally's going to be big time. I think when I say loser, it's just going to be the one that takes the longest to appreciate. I think loser is a bad term for it because I think they're all winners. Like, if you have a golden moment, you're a winner. Absolutely. These barely down on the market. Jabe saying, would you spend 50 gems on the market or just hold them until future drops? If I only had 50 gems right now, I'd probably hold it. Maybe think about looking to see what's available in like the $30 ranges, to where that way you may be able to get a collectible. And if it goes up to 40 or 50, you can make 20 bucks off of it, but you still have, 20 gems for the next drops. But my goal looking back is to make sure I would make sure I always have a decent amount of gems, because there's always going to be opportunities in the market. And if you blow all of your gems early, or run out of gems, like I usually don't have too many gems, unfortunately. So when there's an opportunity, I'm not always able to strike on that moment. So if you're able to keep a pretty solid gem balance, I think that's definitely a solid idea. Cosmos, appreciate you for tuning in, joining. Asked, where do you see the prices going on the next 6 months for the Disney NFTs? Whoo! Next 6 months, I think are gonna be big. I think it's gonna be huge. I can't give an exact answer because there's too many catalysts that we don't know exactly when they're happening, right? I'm pretty sure within the next month, a lot of these NFTs will be on Immutable, but I'm not sure which ones. I think at first are going to be like the artist ones, and then the smaller brands that are okay with it. But maybe, 6 months from now, a big brand like Disney lets their NFTs be interoperable, and we're able to use them on Immutable X, OpenSea. And if that's the case, excuse me, then I really see them just there's no limit for them. Especially the lower mint ones. I think they're going to be the lower mint ones are going to be out of reach. I think big time. And as more and more people start to understand the space, I thought it was going to happen a lot slower, but people are understanding the space quicker and quicker. After that Disney announcement, after Facebook turned into Meta, there was a shift in everybody's kind of thinking at that point. All the people that on Facebook that were talking about, NFTs aren't real, they're not going to last, they're a fad or a trend, they're all on Facebook. Once Facebook turned into Meta, and they started talking about how we're spending billions on this metaverse that's, we're going into, it made them all rethink everything that they just thought. So I think, big changes are on the way soon. Exactly, Willow Kid. So again, if $50 is a few comic drops, and so you get an ultra rare once or twice, a secret rare once, and one of those comic drops, that 50 gems can now turn into $1,000, $5,000, $10,000. So if you save those 50 gems for the drops and just hope you get lucky on one of them, you could have potentially bigger gains than spending it on a couple comics that are 10, 15, $20 or collectible that's $30. I would say save it for the drop. Again, that's not financial advice. These are all just my opinions based off experience, what I've learned, etc. And if it helps you out, it feels amazing. And I'm glad to help you out. But again, it's not financial advice. I got my CP30 for $290, Julian. Wow. I mean, thinking back, it feels impossible to get a C3PO or CP30 for that cheap now, because I think, let me see the market. I think it's $1,000, right? That's a good steal right there. Let me see what it is. Yeah, so C3PO is now cheapest price, $939. So again, shows you that you don't have to get these drops to make moves, right? I mean, Julian got his CP30 for $290, and right now he could sell it for $939. Boom. Yeah, and this is a good point. Like, the thing with OpenSea is, and shout out to everybody who's got a project on OpenSea. I root for everybody. It's just it's a lot harder to convince an average person not into crypto, not in the NFTs, how something that they've never heard of, a random NFT project that just popped up, even if they're one of one rarities, how that's even valuable compared to a brand that's been established for decades. It's already got billions of fans like Disney. Even if there's 4,000, 10,000 editions of something, this is Walt Disney compared to something that they've never even heard of, even if it's a one of one. So again, all the VeVe NFTs are one of ones too because of the serial number. And again, people will say, yeah, maybe so, but it's a fact. And so also what's going to happen on top of that, we're going to have accessories for all these collectibles. So it's just going to be more and more ways to make them more unique. So it's not like you have to create a new IP brand and try to convince people that, this is valuable. You don't have to convince anybody why Disney is valuable, right? It's already got an established fan base. Yeah, Brennan replied with to Colton, said, bro, it's crazy how they didn't add an option to withdraw though when they made the app originally. Well, see, here's the thing though, Colton, kind of piggyback off what Brennan just replied with. Exactly. MTL, it's not simple to get, especially globally. It usually takes anywhere from 3 to 4 years to actually get an MTL. And so VeVe, like, you weren't supposed to find out about VeVe this early. I wasn't supposed to find out about VeVe this early. None of us were really supposed to find out about VeVe this early. VeVe blew up too quick. It was a blessing that they did, but they were anticipating, 30 to 60 60,000 downloads in year one. And so the fact that they went from expecting 30 to 60,000 downloads in year one to now, 8 months in having over 1 million active users, like they were able to fast track that MTL license that would normally take 3 to 4 years within 1 year. So they were actually go super light speed. I know it's kind of seems like it's taking long, especially because I think the community kind of forced them into putting these timetable dates that we're expecting things, and it doesn't always go perfect in development. So some things kind of get delayed a little bit, but long term, I mean, when you zoom out and look at things, they were actually able to fast track an MTL in less than a year, which is kind of unheard of. So, and know that it's coming, because a brand like Disney, like they don't just, sign their IP away to anybody. To get the full profile, let alone of the Disney whole entire portfolio, is just unbelievable. So you know that they have trust in this VeVe app. And if Disney has trust in the VeVe app, I have trust in the VeVe app. I had trust before Disney came. So Green Goblin. This is actually a good question. I would think the VeVeverse will be G rated. Do you see an 18 plus metaverse? Facebook verse would be all social media, etc. Do you see verses grouped by content, or will all content be randomly distributed? This is actually a great question. I don't think anybody knows the answer to this just yet. I think we're too early right now in this whole space to really give a concrete answer on that. Even VeVe has talked about in the past possibly doing something where like a VeVe for kids app. I'm not sure what their final decision to go that route was or not. I'm not positive on it, but that's a great question. I'm not sure. I would have to think that Disney or the VeVeverse probably will be G rated, because they want families involved, right? They want kids involved. And I would say partnering with Disney, right? I mean, to experience a Disney World, that whole Disney World family experience in digital world, I think they would want to keep it kind of G rated. So I think I'm not positive on that, but hopefully, my mindset kind of helps you out a little bit. I would say there probably will be other, metaverses that are for 18 and plus, So many people want to start their own NFT project, but it seems you really need a brand. Joe Schmo can't just do it. Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, OpenSea is amazing for any kind of independent artist, but the thing about that is you have to have a following, right? You have to build your following up to become somebody. And once you build that following up, your supporters will support your artwork. And that's why I think OpenSea is great, because it allows those independent artists to come up with maybe projects of their own or their own artwork to sell it directly to the fan base. So I think it's great, but you do need a fan base for sure. If nobody's ever heard of me or anything, and I just came out there and I start selling, 101, random folded up paper, probably no one's going to be into it, right? Because they don't know anything about me or who made it, etc. But so that's why I think they're basically creating an IP and trying to say why it's value. That's why I think a lot of big time artists or even independent artists that just start out small that are growing into a big following, I think OpenSea is crucial for them. I think it's a good thing. But for the most part, those generative projects, not with independent artists, just someone trying to create their own project, 10,000 random things, I think it's going to be hard for a lot of those to survive if they're not tied in with like an artist that has amazing work, that has a fan base, etc. Because, people, like you said, Joe Schmo can't just do it, right? I mean, the value comes with IP and brand. Fun Under Sunset. I hope we see Jurassic Park this month. I've been so hoping for dinosaurs. I've really been waiting for Jurassic Park. I can't wait for that. Jabe, remember, nothing I say is financial advice. All opinions only. LOL surprise dolls. LOL surprise, I think, will be big time for especially the kids. Disney has too many lawyers on their side protecting them. Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, Disney has probably a huge staff just to vet people, right? I mean, they had to check out the whole Ecomi team, VeVe team, to make sure their visions, everything lined up what they stand for, and it was a match made in heaven once they understood their visions, their morals, like Lord of the Realm. You're crazy. Kurt said, when Tupac and BIG collectibles? Hopefully soon, man. Can you imagine? That's when I would go crazy. Once we start getting these hip hop collectibles too, man, I know I would go crazy over it, and I would love that. Yeah, so thinking about property, we don't know too many details just yet about the VeVeverse, how much property is going to be costing and everything. But I definitely see the VeVeverse being more so G rated for everybody, just because of the brands that they have associated with. I mean, something with Disney, Marvel. I mean, they don't want the wrong kind of person or something where the morals don't align with what the brand stands for. They want to keep it positive. Basically what I stand for too. You just keep it positive, all that good energy. You want people to succeed. You want other people to do well too, and And so I think, partnering with these big brands, I definitely think it will be something G rated. Ooh, so the ultra rare dipped down to 190. Julian's asking, how low do you see today's ultra rare drop going to? Let me check out the prices. Let me give an update on the market. So we got the common. So the common is going for 9, 10, 12 bucks. I thought it wouldn't really dip too much past 15, 20 bucks. But again, 10, 15, if you paid 20, 15, not too big of a deal if you think long term. Let's see. Commons are like 15, 12, 15. Uncommons are 25. Let's see. The rare is 60. The ultra rare is 170 now. I think ultra rare may dip down to like 150. But I think after 150, it's going to get bought up, I think, possibly. Even at 170, 160 could start to get bought up. But I think really below 150 would be buying range for a lot of people. And then the secret rare for this one, $6.99, 700. Pretty low secret rare. Grinch, yes. Need Elf for the Grinch for Christmas. That would be awesome. I would definitely be down for that. I would like the Grinch. I would like the Grinch. Yes, exactly. Hypeplex. So this is a big move right here. Sold the secret rare for 1,200. Always a safe move before all of them delivered. It's 800 now. Exactly. And 700 now too. So this is what I talked about in the beginning. If typically the trend is, especially with something with higher edition runs, if you wanted to sell, typically the trend has been to sell right away, because as more and more get delivered, as more and more hit the market, it tends to get saturated and people undercut and it starts to drop before it goes back up. So that's why it's always good to sell right away. Usually, when I say it's always good, the trend has usually been, beneficial to sell right away. Like I always go back to the Dragon Girl because I remember I was so close to missing the boat on my second one. Sometimes with super limited editions, that's usually been the trend. If it's limited editions, there may not be as big of a dip. But yeah, I think we will. Actually, I'm almost positive the VeVe team has said that we will be able to display our comics in the showroom. And I think we're going to be able to display it in a couple different ways. I think eventually when we're able to buy shelves and stuff, you could probably put them all in like a shelf in your room and have a crazy shelf of comics. But I think my goal is to be able to put them all up on my showroom wall and just all around the wall have all my different comics. And then probably in the middle be like my biggest one. I don't know what my biggest ones would be. Maybe my ultra rare Daredevil or Fantastic Four, the one that was the first exclusive cover with VeVe. Or maybe even my Amazing Spider-Man #1, my lower mint one. Who knows? Let's go. Nicole got a rare. That's a good one. Definitely a good one. It's better than a common and uncommon, so that's good. Brandon's got a chance. Brandon, if you got a secret rare today, you've been blessed. I mean, Brandon's been killing it lately. You got a couple secret rares. I think the secret rare Hit Monkey you might have gotten. That's a good one. especially your low mint. Your low mint is amazing. And that's one thing that I'm really excited to hopefully see one day soon is a bunch of music in the showroom. If yours is still pending, you just got to be a little bit more patient. It's frustrating because you see everything in the market going up. You may want to sell it, but you can't because you don't have it yet. And you may not know which one to buy in the market, right? But eventually it will get to you. Leave a comment once this gets uploaded. Let me know which ones you guys got. Shout out to Max, man. Omi Homies just got the notification from the Yahoo Fantasy Football League. Finally, I got a dub. Been on a losing streak for too long, man. So finally got a dub. It's been a while. Influencer League is open. It's wide open right now. I mean, I'm making a little push, I think. Get my team back up there in the hunt. I've been on a losing streak, though. Shout out to the Community Fantasy Football League. You guys been beating me pretty bad lately, unfortunately. I felt like my team was going to win this week, but I sat Patriots defense. Oh, my gosh, against Falcons, that Thursday night game. Went with the 49ers versus the Jags. Oh, man, 20-some points from the Patriots. I mean, 49ers still put up like 15 or like 12, not bad. But I think I might have won if I stuck with the Patriots defense, unfortunately. VeVe Christmas gift to us might be Pokemon. Wow, could you imagine? I'm definitely going to do an interview with NFT Pirates on Christmas. Just because in our one interview that we did, the first one, it was him or me, I think we were talking about how like Christmas is just going to feel like Christmas. An iconic saying right there. I think it was me or him. I don't know. One of us just ran out of words to say. But it's going to come true, though. I mean, it really is. I mean, Christmas is going to be an iconic time for the whole VeVe community. Yeah, absolutely. I love when the stream gets, a couple of them. It's always a good feeling. Oh, nice. Julian got a secret of Spider-Man 14 last time. Yes. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Yeah, pretty cheap right now. The Secret Rare Comics dipped. I mean, someone was saying how the Hypelix, I think, sold one for 1,200 right away. And see, this is what I mean. By now, there's a lot more that are actually in the market. Like I think there's 37 now. Wow, so people are buying up the Secret Rare Comics. Now they're 980. A lot of them just got taken off the market. So that's I think that's been what the whales are doing, right? They're kind of waiting in the market to see how low are people going to undercut themselves. They're just waiting, gets to a point to where they think, okay, it's not going to get much lower. So they probably all pounce to 700 because now there's only 37 in the market and it's back up to 990. So I think, if you were able to get one at 700, it would have been definitely a good steal. Yeah, but like it's HawkEye. Oh man, that's never good. Someone sold mint 356 and 14 gems. Probably a new user who just didn't understand the importance of the mint numbers. And if you are a new user tuning in right now, I just want to go over that real quick while it's up. So Brendan's hoping he gets the secret rare. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I hate to see this because I think it's just people don't understand, especially with comic books. If you get a comic book that's under, I would say, serial number 1000, if you get a 3-digit comic book, that's going to be big time. These get delivered not in order anymore, so it's kind of random. But it's it's basically like the grading system of comics. You want that low edition number, serial number. So something like a sub 500 serial number is going to be big time for comic books. A 356 for 14 gems is like free money. It's unfortunate that they let it go for that cheap, but hopefully something like that, it kind of makes them learn their lesson for something that's not going to be the end of the world, right? I mean, I've seen a lot of other things go for unfortunate things, but something like that, maybe hopefully they get word back that was probably not the smartest move. So once they do get that bigger collectible that's even lower edition, they're able to keep that. Because again, mind you, if you're tuning in, you've made a big mistake before, sold something for $1 that was big time. Mistakes happen, right? I mean, nobody's perfect, and especially in something that's so new. I mean, this whole NFT space is new. if you're here making errors, mistakes early, it's okay because you're still a pioneer. I mean, we're in a space that 99% of the world has no idea about yet. Mistakes are going to happen. I've made mistakes on OpenSea, plenty of other places, but just know it's like a paid lesson, right? I mean, nobody goes to college for this stuff yet. Nobody learns, going to a class. A lot of times it's just from what people tell them, but most of the time it's from experience, trials and error. I accidentally sold something, for $1 and it was way too expensive. So now next time, let me take my time and really make sure I know what I'm doing and not speed rushing through things. Or maybe, whatever the case may be, it is you sent something to the wrong person. Make sure you're really double checking the usernames that you go with. Like, just don't rush through things, basically. But if you made a mistake, no, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, I do agree. I mean, think of how many big time players are just waiting on the sidelines with millions of dollars, but saying, well, we can't withdraw. So why would I put millions in when I can't withdraw? But once we can, just take withdraw anytime, I think it's going to be big time. Brennan's stacking up. That's amazing. Brennan's turning into a mini whale. Let's go. But see, stacking is big time. I think Gail just put out a video on this. I know other people have talked about duplicates. Shout out to Jeremy. He just put a NFT Jeremy. He just put a video out about duplicates. I made a video about duplicates a while ago. Duplicates and stacking collectibles is, I think, one of the most important things you can do on VeVe, in my opinion. Because, like, for instance, Brendan just bought, or he's stacked up on 50 common ghost bears. I don't know what the price is of ghost bears offhand. Let me check. Maybe it's like, say if it's, I don't even want to say price because that could be completely wrong. Let me just check. All right, so commons are going for $70 now. I'm sure they were probably a lot cheaper back then. Say if they were like $40. Say Brennan bought the 50 ghost bears when they were like $50, right? If you have 50, that's a whale, Brendan. I doubt you have that many. But if you do, shout out to you, brother. Because that's the right play. I mean, any collectible you have 50 of. Say you bought 50 at a cheap price, $10. Well, now it's $70. Now you can let go 10 or 20 of them, right? And still have a bunch left and just make all your money back that you spent to get them. So like you can constantly keep reinvesting your gems into other collectibles when you get duplicates. It's when you get one collectible, you're in a tough spot because you grow attached to it. You want to hold it for your collection. It may 10x in value, but now you're stuck. Do I sell it and never have that collectible ever again? Or do you hold it and not be able to see the profits of that collectible? So, okay, awesome. Yeah, so 38 of them. That's huge, big time. So they're $70 right now. So imagine when they get to $120, almost double up. You can sell half, not even half, but a good amount, get almost all your money back, still have all that in your collection, and now reinvest those gems in other collectibles. This is my first comic drop. Let's go, Nicole. I'm glad you got a rare one then. That's a good one to get. Yeah, that's the floor. This is the floor, 37K. I mean, that's the first comic that ever dropped, so that's gonna definitely be a big one. Wow. Okay, this is awesome. So William, he got three C3POs and three Elsas. He got on the secondary a couple weeks ago. And that's over 6K easily right there. And that's the benefit of duplicates because I don't know what he bought them at, but just say they were 200 a piece, right? That's 246, 246 on the other one. $1,200, for six collectibles. And now you can sell one Elsa, one C3PO, and have over $2,000. So you can sell just one of each and get more than what you probably spent on all of them combined. So that's the benefit of duplicates. I'm wishing you luck, Brendan. Wishing you luck. I'm gonna be hopping off the stream. Let me go over one last time the market details. So we got the comic book drop today. There's 979 available in the market for the comics, so a lot still available. It's $12. Pretty cheap, pretty cheap. Uncommon, $24. We got the rare, $59. The ultra rare 199. And the secret rare 949. And at 950, there's a 7,000 edition secret rare. Looks pretty solid edition to me. So I think it's pretty cheap, I would say, for the most part. The commons, uncommons, rares kind of in the middle. Rares about 60. Ultra rare is 199. So ultra rare did dip to 170, but we saw, I guess that was kind of the floor right there, back up to 200. I thought it would dip back to like 150 maybe. Looked like 170, it hit the floor. But we shall see. We shall see if it dips any further. If you got 3 pending still, then that means that, you know, you got 3 on the way. Shout out to you Football Clips for grabbing 3 of them in the drop. Congrats. I wasn't able to grab any, so you definitely did work. Definitely did a good job getting those 3 drops today. But if you, like I said, if you got them pending, I would just give it another, 30, 60 minutes, and it should, at least a couple should get delivered to you. So good luck. Good luck to you, Brendan, and the secret rare. Let me know what you guys all got. I'm going to be hopping off the stream now. Once this gets uploaded, let me know in the comments once yours gets delivered to your actual account. Let me know what you guys got. If it ended up being that secret rare, or if it was end up being a little common. Sometimes commons can actually be great too if it's a low mint number. I mean, low edition mint numbers on commons will pay out big time as well. So again, appreciate you guys for all the support. You guys are amazing. We're signing out. New comic drop tomorrow. I'm sure we're going to get details sometime this week too, what this weekend is going to be. I'm thinking it's going to be a big collectible drop. Not sure which one it's going to be. Appreciate you guys all the support. Run that like button up if you haven't. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't yet. Big things coming soon. Appreciate you guys. We're signing out. It's your boy, Johnny Dunn. We out, y'all.